The jury is set for the case against former Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes. She is charged with defrauding people who invested in her blood testing company.
The case goes to trial next week in San Jose. KTVU's Evan Cernovsky was in court this morning and tells us what happens next.
A jury of 7 men and 5 women was sworn in today before the court went into recess. Next week, opening statements begin, where each side will lay out its case.
The opening statement will give us some insight as to what the defense wants to do in this case.
Elizabeth Holmes left court Thursday after a judge swore in the panel that will begin determining her fate next week. For the first time, we will hear how she officially plans to deny fraud charges related to her now defunct biotech startup, Theranos.
An important part of this case we now know, especially from the defense, is what did she do, Ms. Holmes do, but what did she do? Did she do it with the intent to defraud or deceive?
Ellen Kreitzenberg is a law professor at Santa Clara University. She said the prosecution will likely lay out a methodical case that will be a challenge to refute.
The government is going to be very fact-based. They're very successful in wire fraud prosecutions. Most of those cases settle. The ones that go to trial have an extraordinarily high percentage of convictions.
The government is expected to call witnesses who have some knowledge of Holmes's communications, possibly former investors, board members, and employees who know about the company's inner workings. Holmes amassed hundreds of millions in investment capital while claiming her Edison machine could do complex tests from only a few drops of blood. The company began testing patients' blood even though the technology never worked as promised. The Department of Justice charged Holmes and her former partner Sunny Balwani with 10 counts of fraud and 2 counts of conspiracy. They've both pleaded not guilty. Balwani's case heads to trial early next year. Perhaps the most compelling witness may be Holmes herself. Her defense team has indicated she may testify and blame Balwani, accusing him of controlling and abusing her.
She's a chameleon. She can really project the front that she wants. She's a great actress. So, do I expect her to sell this to the jury and to sell it well? Absolutely.
John Carreyrou broke the Theranos story for the Wall Street Journal back in 2015 and wrote the book on the case called Bad Blood. He's now hosting a podcast that's following the case. The latest episode exposes text messages between Holmes and Balwani.
The texts seem to show a partnership of equals. It shows even that Sunny had sometimes expressed feelings of remorse or words of caution, whereas Elizabeth didn't. She was just full steam ahead.
Now, if anyone on the jury is dismissed or cannot serve for any reason, the judge also swore in 5 alternates who can step in. At the federal courthouse in San Jose, Evan Cernovsky, KTVU, Fox 2 News.